welcome back to Tabletop Gamers. Today we're going to be opening up the game Villagers by Sinister Fish. This game is a card drafting game, and the context of the game is essentially you are trying to build a profitable village after a great plague has happened. So you got to recruit, or that's where the open drafting comes in, different villagers to come join your village. It's also an engine type building game because you need certain villagers to then help other villagers to help make your village even more profitable. What's also interesting about this game, at least for me, is that it's also a game that can be played in solo mode. I don't have as many solo mode games, so that was something that I thought was interesting too. And who knows, maybe I'll do a game night solo mode playing Villagers and see how it works out. But anyway, let's go ahead and start opening up the box here and check out what's inside of this thing. So we'll go ahead and start by cutting the plastic right there. It's probably the safest spot to open it up without necessarily damaging all the cardboard. You can get your own copy of this game on Amazon. That's actually where I got this one from. I think it was about 25 bucks, which really isn't that bad of a price for a game. So let's go ahead and see what's on inside here. Alrighty, so looks like we got a variety of things here. We've got these coin. They're made of, cardboard stuff. And we've got like 1, 2, 5, 10s, 50s, 20s, 100s. And so these are probably keeping track of currencies and things like that throughout the game. We also have a rule manual here. It's actually a little bit on the thicker side, so you'll probably definitely want to read through this before you start playing. Some games like Exploding Kittens, you can pretty much just play it and right out of the box without really having to go through too much, but this one definitely has a bit more to it, so I'm probably going to have to work my way through this first before we can get anywhere on that. What else we got in here? We also got some empty baggies, so as I've said in other videos, I do like it when they give you organizational pieces to help out with putting the board game away. We got these cool little crate-themed boxes for organization. So that's kind of interesting, kind of making it a little bit more fun there. Then we've got, looks like we've got a package here of cards. And then we have another package over here as well. So I'll have to open these up and see what in the world is all about that. Then we've got player setup. This card, I believe these cards are for keeping track of the game. So these are kind of like reference cards in a way, which I do like reference cards. A board game Pandemic, when I opened that up, I talked about those. And even in our game night when we played Pandemic, we use those reference cards heavily. So I really do like when a game provides some sort of quick reference type cards for making sure you don't have to always open up the rule book every single time to remember certain things. So we've got turn sequence and village squares. Place cards here first. I believe these are 5 for representing 1 for each player. These are like little player cards again. In some ways they kind of look like they have references again because you have turn sequence, draft phase, build phase, etc. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and open up the decks here and see what's going on inside those. I presume, since there's really not much more in this besides all these cards, and also these cards right here are a solid cardboard, so these right here are not going to bend very much, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and check out the decks here. Now sometimes the plastic has the little, yeah, they do have that. These little things that you pull on kind of make it supposedly easier to open it up. I've had varying degrees of success with that, so we'll see how we do here. Alright, that one wasn't actually all that bad. We're going to just put the plastic off to the side here. Alright, so kind of looking through the cards here, we got some special cards. Looks like these are all villagers that you can draft, and as you can see here, they all have different roles. You've got log rafters and coopers and smugglers, etc. Looks like the log rafters require some sort of work with the lumberjack. So we've got some stuff right there. Again, I haven't looked at or read any of the rules. I've actually never played this game before, so I'm literally opening up the box right along with you and discovering things here. Got shipwright. So let's go ahead and get past these green ones to the yellow ones. We've got the cobbler, saddler. It looks like the yellow is tied to like gold production maybe, and then green it looks like maybe it's tied to, not exactly sure. I think some of it is wood, but some of it looks like it's gold. So then we got blue here, got shepherd, spinner. It looks like some of these rules definitely have a lot of reliance. Like for example, this weaver card has shepherd, spinner, weaver, tailor. So it's kind of showing you the steps and where this particular role sits on those steps. So that's pretty interesting. Got a hayer, so now we're in purple. Looks like purple is just all hayers apparently. The lumberjack, there we go. It's a mighty woman there, looks like. I don't know what kind of hat that is though, that's interesting. Then we get to the black ones, which is the miner apparently. So they got ore that they are extracting. Looks like that's all that's there. The Countess card. Now the Countess card is a card that is tied to the single player mode, I believe. And so in single player mode, you are competing against this Countess and whatever she's doing there. I don't know if she has a rival village or what exactly that all entails, but I know that the Countess card is tied to the single player mode. You've got the Jester here, got Sinister Banquet. I'm assuming all these cards are tied to the Countess, so this might be stuff that's more tied to the single player mode. We got Serfdom, Customs, Guild Conspiracy, etc. So yeah, very interesting. So a lot of these happen to be tied to the villagers. And then we also have the Countess in there, and I believe those cards at the very back are for the single player mode. So I'm going to go ahead and try these out in the plastic baggie here, because I believe the 2 plastic baggies are for the decks, I would assume. Considering they're the only ones that came in plastic, and the cardboard is a bit more durable, so I would presume that these plastic baggies are for those 2 decks there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Alright, let's go ahead and see if I can get lucky with the packaging here again. I did well on the first one. Okay, we got something here. I think we might be successful here. We'll see. I accidentally bumped the top camera there. Alright, here we go. So in this deck, we have a card that says first player, and then we have 2 players, end of draft phase. We've got the first market, second market, founders. I'm assuming these are cards that everybody's going to start with at the beginning of the game. So these are not necessarily villagers that you draft. They come with you already. Player 8. So this again is another one of those reference cards, which is again handy to have, so you don't always have to constantly consult the rule book for things. So looks like there's 5 of those. We have the poulterer. I guess they're tied to the founder. Looks like we only have 1. We have a thatcher, a blacksmith, a harvester, solitary, carpenters, cooper, poulterer again, brewer. So a lot of these ones are tied to the founders. these like lighter blue ones here. Then we have, again, they have like this lighter purplish pink, a graper, I guess. I do like that all the villagers, the top colors are kind of all tied together, so you know that if you got this purple card here, it's going to be tied to other villagers that have the purple tops as well. So this one's a bed builder, they're tied to the hair, so there you go. I'm not even a fromager? I've never heard of that. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. Horse trader, milkmaid. Okay. So you got a bunch of those. There's your blacksmiths and your glass blowers, jewelers, locksmiths, and masons. So we got tons of these cards here. Okay. So I guess we got some new stuff here. We got priests and agents. Solitary is what this is called. So these are the brown cards. Grocers and harvesters. I guess it's solitary in the sense that they don't rely on anyone. They just kind of stand alone. And then we got these reddish special cards again. So these are more unique. They've got special effects to them. So there you go. We got another smuggler there. And there's a lot fewer of those ones. All right, so it looks like most of these cards, again, are tied to the other deck as well. So my assumption here is, from looking at this, that these two decks probably shuffle together in order to, have more balanced and randomized experience. So that would be my guess here, as to why that they're basically the same cards in both decks. But I'm not exactly sure why they gave two plastic baggies. Maybe because they can't fit all the cards in one plastic baggie. I mean, the plastic baggies are kind of smaller, so it could be that. I'm not 100% sure on that one, though. So yeah, that pretty much sums up the game's contents and what's in here. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting some of the stuff back here. So the idea is to make a more prosperous village than other players. There's a scoring keeper to it. Again, as you can see, it's kind of like an engine building game. So you're trying to draft these villagers and then build a more prosperous village than everybody else. And then you are drafting from an open pool, just like everybody else. Everybody else is seeing the same villagers and stuff. So it kind of is an interesting dynamic there. So if you're interested in card drafting games, or if you're interested in games where, like how Settlers of Catan, you're kind of building something, this could potentially be a game for you. So yeah, that's the game Villagers. And be on the lookout for a playthrough of this. I will more than likely have a playthrough of this. Probably single player mode, just to try that out, since I don't have too many games like that. So be on the lookout for that as well. And in addition to the gameplay video, also look out for the review of this once I've had a game or two under my belt of playing Villagers. And that's everything I got for you today, so thank you for watching.